Boom! Weekly Web Up as we go. Welcome back, guys. Sorry we missed last week, but hey, we're back.
We were busy.
We're back!
I mean, we had Halloween Comic Fest.
And you had your badass Thor toy.
I had my badass Thor hot toy come in, which you guys also probably saw pictures of on the review from Wednesday.
That thing was sick.
Yeah. And James is going to throw up a picture of me in my Thor costume right now.
Boom.
You have to. You have to.
I am mighty. Now I got
liar. Yeah, you'd be a
there
liar.
It is. There it is in all its glory.
That was
and now we're back. Now we're back when you got done drooling. So it was kind of a busy week.
Myron.
Who?
Yeah, give them a second. They gotta
let them change their underwear.
Yeah, they have to put away the hand lotion.
We also know women make up a majority of our viewers, so you're welcome.
Blessing in women. There we go.
Yeah.
Yep. So the
women is fat, sweaty males.
Go do your laundry now.
Jesus. So the leading news we want to start off with is Birds of Prey movie officially is cast at Ewan McGregor. Is that right?
Ewan McGregor.
You know how I am with my names.
Ewan
McGregor.
Yes, Ewan.
Now,
he's been cast as who?
Black Mask.
Who's that?
Who is the lead villain for the Birds of Prey movie.
Josh, give us a little insight on who Black Mask is.
Break it down.
He's a guy wearing a black mask.
Okay, he's like the Red Skull, but his face isn't actually all fucked up.
Yeah. He's like a mob boss in the Batman universe.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
kind of sum it down pretty simple for people.
He made a pretty good appearance in Batman Under the Red Hood, the animated movie, if you want to check that out.
I mean, so what do you guys think of this? I mean, Ewan McGregor gets casted. I know it was between him and
Charlton Copley.
Yeah. I was actually rooting for Copley. I thought he would have been the better thing. But first, Ian McGregor officially got it. So what did you think of this casting?
One, I don't care about Black Mask as a villain, so that's whatever to me. But Ewan McGregor does make me actually a little bit more excited about it because I think as an actor, he's got a lot more prowess and prestige behind his name. Love him as Obi-Wan. Love him in Train Spotting. He's a good actor. Haven't seen Christopher Robin yet. That's on me. But no, I mean,
isn't that one of your movies?
It's one of the movies, yeah. But no, I don't know. I'm not excited about Black Mask as a character in general. Like, I just don't care. I never found the character that interesting. He's very forgettable. But hopefully Ewan McGregor can bring something to the role. But my bigger thing is, I still don't believe this movie's happening. They can attach people all the live long day. I'm still not convinced it's happening.
Well, I'll give a lot of note about the movie actually happening, but before that it was rumored for a while that the Penguin was actually going to be the villain for this movie.
I would have loved that more.
And they actually landed on Black Mask. As far as like landing on the villain wise, I mean, I don't know. Like Penguin didn't seem like would kind of fit, but who knows?
He's a more notable character though. He's a more recognizable
he's a
villain
more
from
notable character,
from
but
Gotham.
like in the Birds of Prey, like
he's also Penguin, Birds of Prey. It would just make more sense thematically. Come on now.
I don't know. When I think Birds of Prey, I normally think more of like less action, more like espionage type thing.
Right.
And like in the comic books, it's normally them taking down some kind of big mob boss. Yes, Penguin is technically a mob boss, but I'd much rather see. Penguin
I know what your problem is.
You're
movie. Like, oh, they're not going to bring back Danny DeVito, so you can't do it. Okay,
they can't bring back Philip Seymour Hoffman from the dead. So.
I don't know, like that was cold.
So is his body.
Or Bob Hoskin or whatever his name is. Mario.
Jesus.
Yeah, I liked him. I thought he would be good.
The only thing positive about that, I like that they're using a villain that we haven't seen like in a feature film.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I like about it.
I'm okay with Black Mask being a villain. It's not one of my favorite ones, but it's not like they went in the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
I mean,
it feels kind of bottom of the barrel for me.
See, to me it doesn't. To me, I'm like Black Mask. That makes sense.
I mean, it makes sense because you're like, oh, we're going to do, crime. We're going to do a mob boss. We're going to do kind of this guy who's probably got a lot of connections underground, who's, kind of kingpin, almost kind of thing. But for me, just when I hear the character Black Mask as the antagonist of the film, I just think that's just not a character I give that much shit about, I mean, Ewan McGregor in the role is more exciting, but if you're just telling me Black Mask is the villain, I don't care. I already didn't care about this movie, though.
Yeah. Well, like, Ian McGregor landing this role, I mean, what'd you think of it, Josh? I mean, do you like Ian McGregor as a villain?
I think it's a good choice. I clearly like Black Mask a little bit more than you do.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite Batman universe, rogue gallery villain, but I do like Ewan McGregor. I think that it's a good choice if you're going to pick somebody to play
Him
him.
as a bad
And it
guy,
also-
though.
That's exactly. That's
Yeah.
that's what I
I
want
think
to
he
say.
can
Like,
play. I think he can play it really well. His range is pretty good.
He's a great actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he played kind of a shitbag in Trainspotting.
Yes,
So.
and that's kind of like, well, there's, I'm going to sound stupid. I hate bringing up shit like this. There's a movie he plays in where it's him and his roommate and this girl, and they end up plotting to kill somebody. I can't remember what it is. It's an old movie it's like early 90s. And in that, he kind of plays like a somewhat shady guy, you know?
Yeah. But Black Mask, he's more of a guy that like loses his temper. He like flies off the handle, you know?
I
Ewan
think he could do
McGregor,
it.
I'm not saying he can't. I'm just saying I've never seen him do it really.
that's that. You know, describing the Black Mask character. That's like I'm gonna butcher his name. Copley, or
Charles
whatever.
Copley.
Dude, I thought he would have been perfect because he's a
Yeah.
prick in Free Fire. He started out as an asshole in District 9. I'm just like,
Elysium.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy is a prick asshole.
Was he also? Was he a giant? Was he in? Oh fuck! What's the other one? Chappie.
No, he
No,
wasn't Chappie.
he was
no.
not Chappie.
Okay.
No.
But District 9 is in the same universe as Chappie.
Yeah,
Right.
I don't know. I just thought he would have fit the role better. I could be wrong. Like I've said this many times about Heath Ledger. Like, oh shit, he's no way he's gonna be Joker.
And everyone's
And
gonna always
he's
bring in
good.
the Heath Ledger thing, but you know, I'm not saying he's not suited for the role, but I also don't like going back to the Heath Ledger and say, "Oh, we were wrong." Yeah, that's the exception to the rule, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
But overall, for me, just don't give a fuck about Black Mask. Ewan McGregor being attached actually piques my interest more.
Yeah, and then like it's also adding to this pretty good looking cast. I mean, you have Margot Robbie, Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Winstead as Huntress, yeah.
And then
I forget her
Jernay
name.
Smollett.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing a
Smollett
little,
or
little
something like
race
that.
swap with Black Canary,
Yeah.
and I mean, I also don't know how Harley Quinn figures into all this for me. Like to me, I'm just going, what fucking role can she play here?
Yeah, and Margot Robbie being she's actually a producer for this film too. That's the reason why going back to what you said, this movie never happening. I think it definitely happens if you have Margot Robbie being on as producer.
I
To
don't
keep
think
in
she has
good graces,
that much pull.
I'm saying to keep in good graces, Warner Brothers and
I don't think Warner Brothers cares about
I mean,
Grace.
Well, here's my thing too. I mean, if you're willing to like cut ties with Ben Affleck, who's an Academy Award winning and nominated director actor, what the why the fuck would they care about Margot Robbie?
I think with the female holy thing leading this whole female-led kind of movie, I just think it'll definitely happen if Margot Robbie's attached to it.
I'm still skeptical it's even going to happen, but we'll see. I mean, it feels like The Flash.
Yeah, and then I don't know if this does anything for you
Why are
guys.
you not putting Batgirl in this film? You want to do a Batgirl film? That thing got canned. Why aren't you just going to shove her into Birds of Prey?
Yeah, see, that's the one. That's my only problem with this movie is like the cast is decent. I'm okay with the cast, but my biggest problem is you don't have Batgirl in it. I don't know how you do a Birds of Prey without Oracle or Batgirl. I don't understand how you do it without Barbara because she's kind of like where everything connects.
Well, yeah, Birds of Prey almost is exclusive to Gotham too. So I
Hey,
mean, it's like, how do you not run into
At
something
the end of the
like
day, this movie, if it does come out, might be better than the '90s TV series.
It was early 2000s, I think.
Yeah, it was early 2000s.
Either way, yeah.
It doesn't matter. It has that '90s feels, and Jesse Pinkman was in it.
Well, also too, you think they would treat it like if it's years in the making, like just like we went to Batman versus Superman. It's like you had Batman was Batman for years.
Yeah.
You just jump right into it. Do you think they'll play that?
Yeah, I don't know how you have time to do like Black Mask origin and I'm yawning, but the origins for Huntress and Black Canary.
He's so out of this conversation. He's like, I don't give a shit about.
I
Birds
kind of
Prey.
don't, but I'm saying I don't think you do 3 different origins in this movie either. I think you just
Yeah.
go in with them already established. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like the only thing I'm really, really kind of worried about this film too. I mean, overall, I just don't think we need a Birds of Prey, but Kathy Yan, she directed a bunch of shorts and stuff.
She's
like
done
that.
like 3 shorts and then like one feature film I've never heard of.
Yeah, and I get it, like the MCU, they use a bunch of fresh directors and things like that. But,
Yeah, but
seeing your track record at DC right now, don't you think you should get more experienced directors?
I think you really need to be prioritizing certain characters, and Birds of Prey is not one I
Yeah.
put as a priority. Not in any way, shape, or form. I mean, who the fuck cares? At the end of the day, that's my thing. Other than trying to reignite the Harley Quinn fad that, blipped up for all of half a year, no one cares about Huntress or Black Canary. No one really cares right now about Harley Quinn. I mean, we're sitting on a stack of old lady Harleys right now, but I don't understand the need for this movie. I don't get it. I don't know why you're not prioritizing Batman, Superman, Flash, Aquaman, Green Lantern. Like, how are you not getting your core pillars established
yeah.
first?
It's like you can't even get the core characters right. Why are you doing these side ones?
Yeah.
And it's typical Warner Brothers and DC at this point too. If something is a little bit successful, they try to milk it for all it's worth. Like Harley Quinn was the most talked about coming out of Suicide Squad. Now what are we gonna do? We're gonna put her to lead the film.
Yeah, it's like if Marvel decided to do, oh well, Black Panther was super fucking popular and super successful. We're gonna make a Shuri movie, and then we're gonna make oh crap, what's his guard's name? Not Okoye, but like what are they called? The King's Guards.
Dora
The Dora Milaje. Yeah, then we're gonna make a Dora Milaje film. You know.
Hey, you know what? Shut your fuck up mouth. I would love a Dora Milaje
I'm just saying,
film.
but Marvel has enough reservation to go, look, we're going to just stick with our plan. We're not going to just, kind of hitch our wagon to this hype train that's going on right now, because by the time this movie gets off the ground, that hype train is going to die out. I mean, it's been 2 years, more than 2 years since Suicide Squad came out. No one's talking about Harley Quinn anymore. No one cares.
Well, just obvious what they're doing is they're just throwing darts at a dartboard, hoping something hits.
Yeah, but it's like a fistful of darts all at once.
Yeah, I know.
It's... Yeah, I don't know. I just want to see them get their shit together. With Aquaman, the trailer, other than Momoa, I think looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Shazam, I think looks fucking phenomenal. That's the kind of stuff I think you need to be focused on. But I think that's also partly like, hey, Wonder Woman did really well. Now this female superhero thing, we've kind of done it. We got to keep it up. We got to stay ahead of the curve, do more of it. And this doesn't seem like the right move. I think you just concentrate on Wonder Woman 2.
Yep. Going off the subject of Birds of Prey, we actually stay in the DC universe to go talk about that Wonder Woman actually got pushed to 2020.
Yeah, they got pushed 7 months.
Yeah, I was not surprised that it got pushed to 2020 because it was coming out on December, which is Star Wars. And I said, there's no way this movie stays in December with Star Wars. Somebody's moving, and it's definitely going to be Wonder Woman. Now, they pushed it to June. I couldn't believe that. Like, I thought a perfect day would have been Valentine's Day.
Well, I mean, if you're going by, track records and box office numbers, I mean, if you're not going to do it around Christmas time, releasing a movie out in June in the middle of summer and blockbuster season, that's your next best bet.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad move, but from what I'm hearing, is part of the reason that they're, it's the rumor mill, obviously. Yeah. So, believe what you want, just take it with a grain of salt, which everyone already says, but it's that they're reshooting half the script and they're in the middle of rewriting half the script. That's what scares me. Not that they moved the date back to what could potentially be a more successful and lucrative slate time, but it's the fact that we're hearing that there's rumors of half a rewrite of the film, and it's because they're talking about wanting Wonder Woman to be like kind of the in-universe reset button.
Yeah.
And they're almost like making Wonder Woman kind of the flashpoint, because with gods and all that shit, magic available, in your universe, you could go back in time. That's maybe how Steve Trevor is still alive, is she goes back in time, saves him. Now he's still alive in the 80s or whatever, or I don't know what happens, but it's an in-universe reboot, and I think they're reshooting, rewriting, and this is going to start to reek a little bit more and more, I think, of studio interference, which is what plagued Batman v Superman and Suicide Squad, Justice League. Is Warner Brothers learning their fucking lesson? That's what I want to know.
That was the red
money.
Yeah,
not as much as they want.
That was the red flag you said, like the excessive reshoots. It's like, Patty Jenkins wanted to do something like her creative, and it's like give her creative freedom, and she went and did something that kind of spooked the studio. They're like, let's.
That actually reminds me. Today I read that there is a possible plagiarism suit against Wonder Woman 84 because it is almost like a rewrite of The Winter Soldier.
Oh, wow.
I saw that today, and I forgot to bring it up. But yeah, apparently, I don't know how legitimate this is, but they might be looking to sue Warner Brothers or the Wonder Woman 84 movie because it's almost like a rehashing of the Winter Soldier.
Ouch.
Yeah.
So
nice. Okay.
Again, rumor mill. Don't know. I don't know what to take seriously yet, but.
And obviously take it with the fat grain of salt. Like along with that,
your guys' sodium intake is going to be off the charts.
Like you said, along with this, like this being the reset button that Wonder Woman 1984. Like the actors, along with that grain of salt, they said that characters that are not going to recast.
They're so bloated.
Stop it!
Right now.
I'm about to have a heart attack.
Say
like it was the characters that weren't going to get recast. It was what Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Harley Quinn, and Zachary Levi Shazam, right?
Yeah, I think those are the only ones that were safe. And I don't even know Zachary Levi Shazam was safe, but I know Gal Gadot and Harley Quinn. Those are the two safe ones. They're not getting recast. Talking about wanting to do a new Superman by 2024, which seems way too fucking late to me. I don't know, this whole restructuring thing, but trying to maintain this universe going in the meantime, it seems like a treading water philosophy. I think you hard reboot the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So getting pushed all the way to June 2020, like, what was your first reaction?
I don't care. Like, to be honest, let's be 100% honest. Of all the DC movies, the Wonder Woman movie is so far the better of them all.
But it's not hard competition.
But it's not. Like, it's like trying to say who would win in a race between us three. You know, like, it's obvious I'll lose. So
my dad bod's coming in. So
your dad bod is coming in. It's coming in strong, bro. I like the
You're
little,
committed. You're gonna get both legs.
Yeah, I'm gonna commit. I'm gonna commit. No, I just didn't really care. To me, it seems like the DCU and Warner Brothers is kind of a mess. And like we were saying earlier, it's like they are just taking a handful of darts and they're just throwing it at a dartboard, hoping something hits. And I don't have any hope in Warner Brothers anymore.
Well, I'm also going to be very honest. I wasn't a huge fan of the Wonder Woman movie, to be particularly honest with you guys. I didn't care that much about the movie. Structurally, it was
He was asking me, not you.
Well, I'm just saying, structurally it was better than the other movies, but it also didn't blow my socks off. You know
it was
what I mean?
it was my favorite out of the DCU, but at the same time, I put it right there with, like, if we're going to put it with, like, compare it to MCU movies, I'm putting it right there with, like, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
I'm putting it right around...
Maybe a little bit higher.
I mean, to me, it mimics so much of the first Thor and the first Avenger movie. It's hard not to say that is kind of the quality you're looking at with that movie. And it had this movie come out in 2011 when those two flicks did. Sure, I think it'd be hailed as a great film, but I think superhero movies have been pushed so far in quality since then that I feel like when I watch that movie, I'm watching a movie from 6-7 years ago as opposed to something that would be made today.
Yeah.
And I think it's too. It's like you had with Zack Snyder. He filmed all of Justice League, and I don't know who gives a fuck how that turned out.
Snyder Cut is coming.
Yeah, it's like Patty Jenkins doing all this work, and she gets so much studio interference. Do you think she potentially drops out, and she's like, "I'm not doing this if you're not giving me the creative freedom I want"?
No, because I think no matter what, she gets this movie done, and she's got a lot of shit coming her way. As in, she got a lot of offers coming her way.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised she didn't have more offers on the table that we heard about, at least, after the success of the first Wonder Woman, because it made $860 million. I mean, it made a fuck ton of money comparatively, but it also, with not even a month later, Homecoming came out, and it actually made more money. So I think Marvel's not in that spot in 2020, as far as we know. But I think Patty Jenkins gets a lot of offers, if she stays and just kind of puts up with the shit. Because I think she's going to look to exit this universe if she can.
I mean, I would.
Yeah.
Like, they're constantly, like, they're wanting to recast everybody, and they're constantly kind of recycling scripts and screenwriters and directors.
And you're supposed to be a part of a cohesive universe. How do you do that when everything else is fucked?
I mean, when you compare that down and you break it down and you look over at the MCU, it seems like when you look at their directors and their screenwriters and everything, it's kind of like it's neater. Yes, we have some people that only came in and directed one movie, like in Thor, it was Kenneth Branagh, yeah. And you get some of those, but it doesn't seem like it's like he got fired or anything like that. And this is just like they seem like they're constantly just recycling people because they're just like, once again, they're just trying to throw darts at a dartboard.
Yeah, it's like a really shitty bullpen for an MLB team. It's like I've got these like 3 people in my bullpen. That's all I've got. We can't trade for anybody. We don't have any fucking money to bring anybody else new from the farm leagues. So. Yeah, little baseball reference.
Yeah, and then before we move on to this, I thought it was interesting, too, that they went from a December release date. Once again, I said Star Wars they're competing with. Thought
are they? Oh, yeah, 2019 December, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I thought you should have went with, Valentine's Day release date, but they actually go to June, which is summer movies.
Yeah.
That's hard competition any year because that's your summer movies. So do you think that's a confidence, or that's just where they landed for now?
I think it's the safer bet.
I think it is.
Because Valentine's Day... Well, Black Panther and the first Deadpool have proven, that you can make a fuck ton of money in February. But everyone's out of school in June. All the kids are out of school. Teachers have the summers off. It's just a time where it's proven that is just your most lucrative time of business other than the Christmas spot of the year for blockbusters. More people go to the movies during the summertime, especially when it's hot out and shit like that. It drives people indoors, the air conditioning, and Wonder Woman has a huge fan base right now.
Yeah, kids are stuck at home with their parents, and then their parents are just wanting to shoot themselves
I got to get
in
them
the
to
head.
be fucking quiet for 2 hours.
So they just keep taking them over to the movie theater because it's a better babysitter than just sitting at home and bugging you.
Yep.
You'll find that out here soon.
Yeah, real soon.
But no, I think it's more of we're confident in this thing, but it's also a safe bet.
Yeah,
Yep.
especially trying to get like Christmas is tough because they put out all these
look
really
at
big
this year's
movies.
December. Yeah.
They put out all these really big movies that kind of fill everybody's wants. You know, you got your feel good movie, you got your holiday movie, you got a cartoon or some kind of kid movie, you got some kind of action movie. I mean, they're covering all these different grounds. And with Star Wars already being there, you're taking a chance.
You know, I always say because we're starting to see the
And you only get one
transi-
week.
It's a black hole. I mean, Star Wars, it means black hole for any movie around
Yeah.
it.
Well, I just like those oddball months because it's showing that you get success, and I hate the words coming out of my mouth, but you see Venom in October, got success in that month. You have Halloween coming around, got success right there too. It's just these oddball months, and I thought that's why I thought February.
But those seem a little bit more festive. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like you watch Halloween around October time. It's Halloween time. You watch Venom. It's kind of a creature horror movie a little bit. It feels appropriate. For
sci-fi.
something
That's
like
why I feel with
Halloween,
Wonder Woman too. It's like, hey, baby, you want to go on a date, taking you out? Oh yeah, I want to see fucking lead female kick some ass.
Yeah, but also
I don't think that's the same thing.
it's the summertime. Like even for some reason, I just see more movies in the summertime. I don't know if it's a self-fulfilling prophecy because it's like there are just more movies out during the summertime that I want to see, or if it's just the days feel longer. There's more daylight out. You just want to go see more movies. I don't know.
All right, so moving on
Nature
from 1984, Wonder Woman, we go into the MCU. That's it.
Woo! Yeah, winning, ching ching.
Marvel fanboy.
Yeah, I'm a shill.
We actually got a double whammy going into Avengers 4. Catherine Lanford was actually casted in Avengers 4, along with we got a cool badass behind the scenes shot of Gwyneth
Paltrow.
There we go. Pepper Potts is actually in her rescue armor. That's what we're calling it for now.
Well, that's
what the assumption is.
Yeah, that's what
Right.
we're gonna call it now. But so Josh, when you seen this, you seen the rescue armor, and what do you think about
the
Kathleen Lanford?
assumed rescue armor? Because it could
Assumed,
just be any kind of suit. We haven't seen a helmet yet.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume it was the rescue armor, and I'm pretty excited about it. I think that's going to be cool. I don't know. This thing is an amalgam. Like, I mean, other than that leaked thing that we read here on the podcast, this whole Avengers 4 is amalgam. I have, or not amalgam, Enigma. Enigma.
Okay, I was like, where's he going
not
with this
amalgam.
amalgam?
Where were you? You're supposed to correct me.
I was like, I'm just going to let you explain.
I just like amalgams. Okay, Enigma. It's mysterious. I don't know what to make heads or tails of, to the point that when I first saw it, I thought it was the rescue armor. But now I'm sitting here thinking about it, and I'm like, I mean, there's a chance it could and couldn't be. I don't know.
That's where I'm coming from.
There's a chance that it could just be some kind of, like a Gravity Zero suit or something. Or
I mean, obviously the design.
Quantum Realm.
The last time I assumed a suit was the Iron Spider, and I was like, yes, technically it didn't look like the Iron Spider from the comic books.
Not identical, but enough similarities to go.
I know,
that's the
right?
Iron
Anybody
Spider.
who didn't think that was the Iron Spider, I don't understand how you could not think that was the Iron Spider suit.
Anyway. I mean, the legs came out and everyone shut the fuck up.
I know.
Spider suit, so.
But I don't know. And then, I don't know. It just, we're going to see it in Avengers 4. I thought it would have been a good placement. I thought we were going to see it way before this was actually Iron Man 3. When Stark's mansion was going down.
Right, and he puts the suit onto her, the Mark 42.
Yeah, I was just like, that would have been a cool shot for the rescue armor. I mean, you've seen the photo behind the scenes. What do you make of it?
And the only reason I'm not inclined to think that it is the rescue armor is this was something that Matt Fraction he created during his run on Iron Man in the comic books. He created the rescue armor, and in that she is red and silver.
Yeah.
And her armor did not have any weapons capabilities. She was there strictly as like a snatch and grab kind of thing. I'm gonna get people out of harm. It was not weaponized. And so her. Was it blue, purple? It's purple. And we don't see a mask. We don't see a helmet on her. We don't see anything like little CGI dots that are like, okay, we're going to capture her face or whatever. So I'm thinking it's more of a suit that Tony can kind of bring her along, with him on his journey to keep her safe while he's doing whatever it is. I don't think it's meant to fight. I think it's meant to protect her, maybe, like you said, in the quantum realm, or maybe it's for her to go to space. It could be anything like that. Maybe it is a cross between something like that, functions like that, and the rescue armor. I don't know. But Marvel is pretty good about their physical representations of things that are translated from the comic books being pretty accurate. And so the rescue armor being a completely different color than the comic books feels like a telltale sign that it might not be that. Yeah. But I could also be completely wrong. No. But what does it mean for the movie? Now that's more interesting.
Okay, but I think, I'm not 100% sure. You know more Iron Man than I do. But I think at one point the rescue armor, they did have her rescue armor purple.
Not that I have ever seen or recall.
Okay. I thought when I saw it, I did remember seeing it was like a bluish or purple.
No, I'm colorblind, armor. So I might not be the best person to ask, but it was more of like the color scheme of Iron Lad.
Well, see, I remember that, and I remember that when it was first out, when it first appeared.
You know what?
But I think later on it did have there was a purple suit.
You know what? Actually, in Bendis's run, we did see her in an armor.
I think it was purple.
You might be right. I might have forgotten. Well, I kind of
that's usually
run out of my head, but no, you might be right.
How can you take Bendis's run out of your? Oh, well, Iron Man. We're talking about Iron Man. Okay,
it wasn't great.
Understandable.
But like
stuff's going over his
head. So with this armor, do you think
you might be right though? I think that might have been not something that's red.
Hey, if you guys find out,
comment below.
Honestly, I could probably just grab an issue right behind the camera.
I know, right?
Like, so with this armor, do you think it's like something that goes in the present, or obviously it's no secret, that we'll be doing time jumps. Do you think he actually would go to a time where Pepper Potts?
I think because like what we talked about during the leaked trailer description, I don't think we're only time jumping. I think we're possibly universe jumping. I think we're going to alternate timelines. It's very possible to be doing that, and honestly, I would have written that idea off from the get-go, but after what we've seen the Infinity Gauntlet, its capabilities, I'm not writing anything off the table anymore. So jumping to alternate timelines makes sense to gather more Infinity Stones to combat Thanos. So I think it's possible that is just an alternate timeline where maybe it's almost like Spider-Gwen, where maybe Pepper in that universe is the Iron Man.
Yeah. Or some universe where Tony dies and Pepper finds a certain suit and then figures that the world still needs
maybe he never fixed the thing in his heart, and so
or better yet,
that's actually pretty good.
While Tony's up in space, like right afterwards, stuff is we don't know what's really going on Earth. We just know that every thought he's like vanishing.
Is her armor the color of Nebula in that shot?
No, Nebula is more blue.
Okay.
And in that picture, it's like a light purple.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, who knows? Like after Tony's gone, she's thinking maybe Tony got wiped out from the snap. She finds one of the suits. She puts it on because the world, Earth still needs somebody to rescue.
Maybe he had some kind of GPS tracking in him, and when that tracking system can't track him anymore, it's like, all right, Pepper, here's your suit. Tony's gone.
Yeah.
Could be something the house decides to do on Friday.
Yeah, with all of that too, the Catherine Langford actually got cast, which famously is known for 13 Reasons Why. And son of a bitch, she was my Adam Eve in our Invincible podcast, and I was like, damn it! So as soon as I heard she was cast,
it's okay. The chick I nominated still.
Dude, I know that you picked that, but like the thing is doesn't mean that she still couldn't play him.
I know, but I'm just
because I'm assuming that the role that she's going to play is probably not going to be a big, huge role that's going to get a solo movie, whatever it is. But also, you got to think there's a lot of people in the MCU who, or not a lot of people, but there's a few people in the MCU who's played other comic book characters from.
Oh yeah, universes. I definitely did.
I mean, you got the.
We don't have to go through the list, but we do.
But what I was going to ask you guys what she could possibly play in the future too, but I'll get to that in a minute. But of course, you get these castings. Just like fucking Star Wars, you cast somebody. That's Rey's mother. That's Boba Fett's goofy
always
cousin.
Speculation.
It always happens. And a lot of people, the top ones was that she could be Kate Bishop, and then the other one was Tony Stark's daughter.
And that was a new one. That was one I hadn't heard. And that would honestly make a little bit of sense thinking about the very beginning of the first of Infinity War, because he's talking about, hey, I had this dream. It felt so real. Like, you get to pee in your dream and you got to go in real life. Well, I had this dream that, Pepper, you were pregnant. We were with child. So maybe it's a future time jump, and Stark's got a daughter.
It would make sense for the little shooting that she's done. Like she didn't do. It's not like she's been on set this whole time. They've been filming this for about since
I mean,
before
they filmed this
Infinity
back to
Wars.
back with the last one.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think that, like, after seeing what she looks like, I wouldn't be opposed to her playing Kate Bishop. I think that she'd make a good Kate Bishop.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I want to lean more towards is Kate Bishop, because I think that is the route they would rather go, because I'm starting to get inklings of a Young Avengers.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say that because like it seems like that. Take this DC slow transition. It's
Slowly build your universe.
Yeah,
This podcast is getting
Yeah.
really salty. It's
Yeah.
not really fun.
It's just like you're
It's like
slow,
a McDonald's French fry.
Oh,
it's just
God.
like you're a slow transition to the next generation of heroes.
Right.
And you know, of course, we have Captain Marvel coming into it. Spider-Man. You know, Tom Holland's young as fuck. It's the slow transition. I think she could add to that going on to the Young Avengers.
Right.
like you said.
And the thing that leads me to believe Young Avengers, one, Cassie Lang is already a character, and she has stature in the comic books. We've already got to confirm, I think, that there's an actress playing an older version of Cassie in this movie. Now, we also know Ty Simpkins, the kid from Iron Man 3, is also supposed to make an appearance in this next movie. Then you throw in maybe a girl who's playing Kate Bishop, and in Captain Marvel, you got the Krees and the Skrulls going at it. That's your Hulkling. He's half Kree, he's half Skrull. And then, Scarlet Witch and Vision having kids, maybe in possible future. There's your Speed and Wiccan.
Yep.
So I think it's very possible that, again, if we're alternate timeline jumping or maybe we're time jumping, we see a Young Avengers briefly. And I think that'd be fucking rad.
awesome. Yeah. And
I'd cream. Not gonna lie, like I would be like, okay, all of my fantasies are basically been put on screen
He's
now.
sitting next to him and he's gonna squeeze my arm and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Hulkling.
Oh God! Wait,
He's so
are you
beefy.
Wiccan then?
No, not you, Hulkling. I'm just gonna say that in the theater, like,
Oh.
Hulkling.
I mean, if you ever want to role play, that's cool.
All right, big guy.
All right.
All right. Anyway, James, you want to?
I mean, so Josh, what are your theories? I mean, are you going with this Young Avengers, or you think she's playing somebody else?
Yeah, I feel like. I'm just going to be repeating what he says, but yeah, I completely agree. It does seem like I don't know if it's going to be a thing that they're going to start up a movie of Young Avengers, but I think that there is a chance that at some point we hit into a certain time, either in the future or we go into another dimension or some sort where we see the Young Avengers team.
Yeah.
Oh, also, for some reason, I don't know why, it just came to me as I do this. Really, Doctor Strange, he's like guards our dimension, our reality. What if the Doctor Strange that comes back is not the same one that was before? It's a
Don't do
different
that,
version
Timmy.
from a different timeline or a different dimension,
Don't
different
do that
reality.
to me. I love Benedict.
It'd still be Benedict
Yeah,
Cumberbatch,
just
but it's
be-
just like this is not the one that grew up on our Earth, you know. And
Oh, okay, yeah.
that might be kind of cool.
I would
Yeah.
like to see a crazier Doctor Strange
Right?
on screen. That'd be fun. Like one who's like, it's like, man, I seen some shit, bro. Like, I swear to fuck, bro.
Got any more of them Cineracts?
Oh God. Yeah.
But I don't know why, it just came to me. But yes, Kate Bishop, I think that's probably the more likely scenario, but it's hard not to want to write off the Stark daughter thing because of what was said
So
at the
much
beginning of
tease.
Infinity War. Yeah.
Now, like,
Yeah.
this could have a lot to do with the Mind Stone, that connection, but for Tony to seem something like that, like to tease, like when Thanos said Stark, and he's like, you know me, there's some kind of connection there. Do you think that's the reason why he was getting visions of them having a baby together?
It's possible. I think that's just touches more on what we were talking about before. I think Tony's kind of been
Yeah.
tapping into technology that can almost mimic what the stones
Well,
can do.
that or I mean, it's as simple as just Vision has the Mind Stone, right? And Vision, as they said in Infinity Wars, is part Vision, part Bruce, and part Tony,
And part Jarvis.
and part Jarvis. So if you have in the comic books, if you have one
That's actually
Infinity
part
Stone,
Ultron too.
yeah, you actually like the stones speak to each other, and you can hear what the other stones are, what's going on with the other stones. So if the Mind Stone is in Vision, he still has a connection to Vision, to that stone in Vision's head. So meaning that he would know part of Tony because Tony is part of Vision.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Actually, I completely agree with that.
Yep, cool. And we're seeing the MCU right now, and that would be the Disney Play, which is the actual streaming service that's coming soon from Disney. And they keep announcing, before that it was a Loki limited series, and then a Scarlet Witch,
Yes.
and with Vision limited
Is it
series.
Scarlet Witch with Vision?
With Vision.
Okay.
And a limited series. And
Now I'm gonna cream.
now to the list they added Falcon and a buddy cop kind of thing.
Falcon
That would
Winter
be cool.
Soldier,
Right,
Yeah.
Falcon
Cool.
Winter Soldier. I mean, Josh, obviously you're already chiming into it. I mean,
Well,
you
Vision
like
and Scarlet Witch is probably one of my favorite Marvel couples, and don't ask me why. It's one of my favorites.
I'm not gonna even get you started.
Yeah, I know. it's just I don't know what it is, but I'm not gonna spend all day on that. And then Buddy Cop, kind of Falcon and Winter Soldier. I did like those two together. And Civil War, I thought it was fun because their only common connection is Cap. So it's like take Cap out of it, and then what do you get? And it's gonna be kind of fun to see what happens.
Well, it's like that little shit. It's like the little shit when they were sitting in the car together. It's
Yeah,
like,
when
we
the kids
see that,
were like,
no. So I don't know. I totally love the sound of that. I just love the sound of these limited series because the Blu-rays used to have the one shots.
Right.
And I enjoyed the fuck out of those one shots.
They
and they stopped doing them. I was just like, I was so sad because my favorite was fucking the Mandarin inside the fucking prison.
Called that shit from the beginning. I knew it. He is the real Mandarin.
Sam Rockwell, come on, baby. Come on. I love that shit.
Good.
So yeah, like Jake, you hear these limited series. First off, like, do you like these limited series that Disney Play would go for?
I don't know. I really don't know how to feel about these because I don't know what the production budget's going to be like. I don't know what the production design's going to look like. I don't know where in the time. Like, I'm going to assume Loki is not coming back to life after Infinity War. So Loki's, I have to believe, is like a prequel. Scarlet Witch and Vision, I don't know. But the thing that's telling to me is that Winter Soldier and Falcon having their own series means neither of them are taking up the mantle of Captain America. Because you're not going to do a Captain America and Falcon on TV. That's just not, you're not going to do that. So that tells me if Cap dies, if he leaves, Captain America dies with Steve Rogers, and neither of these guys pick up the mantle. But this one obviously would probably take place after the fourth Avengers. That's the thing that's telling me. But I don't know how to feel about this because it's like you're taking characters I know from movies and you're kind of giving them their own limited series. I'm not sure how it's going to feel in that format. You know?
Yeah. Well, it's like you can only fit so much in a 2-hour movie, and I get it. Like you give them their time to shine in a limited series.
But these are big name actors. These aren't like TV actors that you usually see in like a Netflix series and things like that. You know, it's kind of a jarring thing to think I'll be able to see these characters that I love from the movies so much that I build up so much anticipation and time for, and I just get so giddy and speculative about it all that I can just like sit and stream them, you know, in their own little limited series. It just something about it feels off, and it seems like it just doesn't seem like it's gonna be a part of the MCU, but it is, and I don't know what to expect from it.
Well, have they announced if it's supposed to be live action or animated?
Live action, from what I know. I know Kevin Feige
they said like Tom Hiddleston and Loki is.
Yeah, he'll be in. Kevin Feige will be in.
I mean, if it was animated, they could be doing the voiceover. Animated, fucker. If it was animated, they could be just doing the voiceover work.
If you did animated, then I would think this is not MCU canon.
Yeah, see, and I agree.
Well, it's just, I don't know. Did Disney Play to compete with other streaming service to come out swinging to show like you're.
I mean, that definitely will get somebody buying.
Yeah, you're definitely planting your fucking flag.
That's what I mean.
Announcing that, going,
getting
hey, we're fucking serious. We're gonna dominate the streaming service.
That's why one thing to go off the bang, like we want people to get this streaming service. We have these A-list actors. We're gonna use them.
The MCU is a money printing fucking machine.
Exactly.
So the way you get people signing up for it, you put out series like that. And if Kevin Feige is still involved, that's fuck, dude. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from it. It just doesn't seem real to me.
Yeah, and a couple of questions that come along with the Disney streaming services. I'm going to ask you right off the bat. You have, Loki, Scarlet Witch, Falcon, all this stuff is getting teased that they're going to do these limited series. Is there any other characters you think would fit well to get their own limited series?
Yeah, Avengers.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, they could work that up. I mean, with a Vision and Scarlet Witch show, that's how you can get like a Wiccan and Speedy.
I mean, there's where you get your Dora Milaje or something too.
Yeah, I mean, I think there is a lot of characters. The Marvel Universe has tons of characters that I feel like don't get enough spotlight and haven't had any kind of spotlight. And that's the only thing that really kind of bugs me about this. If it does become live action, is there's a lot of characters that's in that's in Marvel Comics that I would love to see on screen in some way. And I feel like, yes, we have the Netflix shows, and they do kind of bring some of them up there, but I would like to see other ones.
What if that's how they bring the X-Men into it? They're like, we'll start them off with their own Google Play series.
What if they cast John Krasinski as Reed, and there's a Fantastic Four show on there, right? But it's filmed like The Office, but it's the Baxter Building.
Oh, fuck.
You just see Reed just...
I don't know. It's like I don't know. It's like the only thing I can see with this is a beloved series that got canceled. A lot of people wanted back was Agent Carter. Could you? I knew you still continue on that, and then others.
Was it beloved?
Yeah, that's what I'm. That's
I
what I'm
never
saying,
watched
like,
an
really?
episode,
I've
so I
never
don't
seen
know.
it. Yeah.
Other side characters I think would be cool for this limited series would obviously be Hawkeye, because I know years ago Jeremy Renner signed on for that role
Oh man,
of a
can you
Hawkeye
imagine?
movie.
No, I'm sorry to interrupt, but can you imagine if they did a fraction?
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah,
like,
they
he's
did like a
living in the
fraction-
apartment building.
He's living
with
in an apartment
all
building.
the Russians and stuff.
And also throw Kate Bishop in there, and then like he's training her.
That'd be cool.
That would
Yeah.
be cool.
You know what would be really fucking phenomenal though? Charlie Cox Daredevil just like shows up.
I
that
love
would
it.
be badass.
I love it. And then I
Hawkeye
thought
and Daredevil take out Fisk. Boom. There's your fucking series I want now. I don't even
And-
care they like never team up. That'd be awesome.
And then I thought War Machine. That'd be cool if he got his on this.
No way.
No.
Missions on the side. I
Way
think that'd
too
be
high
awesome.
budget, dude.
Yeah,
Unless you
awesome.
did like a one-shot little episode where he basically was like, "Boom, looking for this."
I was gonna say that. Damn it.
I would want that to be the teaser for the show.
Right?
It's like he drops on time. Boom! You looking for this?
And everyone's like, "Oh!"
Oh,
You just see him inside the helmet.
Yeah.
it's my story.
It's
Oh,
a War
but-
Machine story.
a
Oh,
War Machine.
well, then it's good.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh god. And then
War
another
Machine though.
another neat one too. Before they even joined the Guardians of the Galaxy, would be the Adventures like Rocket and Groot. I think that'd be a really cool.
I think it's
limited
just
series.
too high budget. I don't think you can
It's
do that.
Disney.
Not just high
Disney.
budget.
Give me a break.
But not
It's
just
all
high
fucking
budget, but like I mean, can you like, could you pitch out a story of just War Machine or Rocket and Groot that would actually be somewhat
Because guess what?
entertaining?
None of them ever have ongoing series that are ever successful.
But yeah,
Yeah,
we're talking
War
about
Machine's
budgets.
only good when he's with like Tony in some way, some fashion.
Yeah.
Rocket and Groot,
Like,
they've had their
even
own
saying
solo
it in Age of
stuff.
Ultron, it's a War Machine story. Oh, well, then it's good. It's like them saying, yeah, any War Machine like solo
Exactly.
series sucks.
Well,
That
we're
is a
talk-
perfect explanation of
Yeah.
why a
Well,
War
we're talking
Machine.
about budgets. It's
That's why
like
they
you look
laugh.
at HBO.
Okay,
I
what's-
mean,
what's that kind of budget?
Westworld, and Game of Thrones. I mean, look at the ridiculous budgets on that. And you're,
You're
telling
right,
me
but
that
Game
HBO
of
has
Thrones,
more than Disney?
Game of Thrones took so long to get to the budget that they're at now.
Yeah, I mean, think about how long it took for you to see a fucking dragon. in
Yeah, like
There weren't even like the White Walkers to come back, and they were all prosthetic makeup. So
Well,
I don't know, man.
And even with that, like being said, once again, I'm going to go back. Could you think of a story? Because I'm telling you right now, I cannot think of a story that I would actually be okay sitting here watching a Rocket and Groot like solo like show of them being buddy cops and hunting down wanted criminals.
I said the same thing about the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then we got a
Yeah,
whole
but that's like
movie
a
about
2-hour movie, dude. Like you're talking
We got
about
a whole
And
series.
also, okay, here's the thing: it's a 2-hour movie, but it's also was a piece of a puzzle that was leading to something. The only way that show would work the same way as Guardians is if there was a piece of a puzzle that was working towards something. I mean, to me, I feel like if you do that, you're literally just trying to do it for jokes.
You know what I think? I
Maybe that's
think
fine.
I'm really curious about how the Hulk shared rights from Universal translate to a TV streaming service. Because if it's not a film production release that's released in theaters, what do you do with the TV? Could you put him on TV?
I don't
Do you
know.
have
That's
to
an
pay Universal
interesting.
for that?
Yeah.
Because there you go. You have your-
Universal, please send us the
Comment
contract so we
below.
can read it. We would like to find out and see if there's a loophole. For
Namor.
this.
There
That
you
would
go.
be badass.
Yeah,
There's your
Damn, I didn't
introduction to
think about
Namor.
that.
Right
That'd
there.
be pretty sweet.
See, there's other characters. Think outside the box.
Well, yeah. Well, he already got to it a little bit. My other thing was, with the Fox merger with Disney, is just the way you introduce mutants into this universe.
I think that's the best way to explain it and give it a good explanation. Give it a series that evolves.
That where you're not sitting here investing, like you're trying to shove it all in a 2-hour
Exactly.
movie.
Yes.
And
Where you're
explain
trying
it
to
all the way.
show.
Well, we've been here the whole time. You just didn't notice us.
Same with the Fantastic Four too. The same way with the Fantastic Four.
Fantastic Four, I think you can easily explain away. They're explorers. They're space explorers.
Yeah, there's other ways to explain
the
it,
way they went somewhere, and time doesn't work the same way. So, like here, 50 years passed, but for them it was like 5 months.
I would like to think that they come back in that of the Avengers.
It went to the
Tower.
negative zone.
It was actually the Baxter Building,
It'd be awesome.
and then you just be pissed. Like, what the fuck did you guys do?
This is A.
Oh, this is A.
We're not the A team.
And I know
Can
you
I be
guys.
Hannibal?
I know you guys. This limited series and stuff. We're talking about heroes too. What do you think about a limited series with villains?
I was thinking that. I was thinking you could do something like the Sinister Six or Masters of Evil. I'd honestly love a Masters of Evil. Bring Zemo, bring Abomination,
Yeah.
Justin Hammer. Get these guys that are still kind of lingering around somewhere in the MCU. Give them a Masters of Evil thing. But I'm hesitant because it's just I don't know how these streaming service series will bleed over into the movie universe, and I don't know how much give and take there's going to be because Disney cannot make the assumption everybody who's seeing these MCU movies is now getting the Google Play series streaming service. So I don't know how much real back and forth you can have, like how permeable that really is.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., but that was different because it was cable,
right?
You know, like they had like I remember they had like the whole like when the Winter Soldier attacks Nick Fury, that was also in the show.
But the movies never address the stuff that happens.
Yeah, but the movies never address it. So yeah, I mean it's kind of curious on how they're going to do it because they also were like you could tell in the beginning of the Netflix stuff that they were trying to make them to the connect, and then slowly they just kind of detached away from it all.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, before I can really speculate, I just have to know how much congruency there is between the streaming service and the movies because, you know, I just can't assume that some big plot point happens in the streaming service and then it plays out in the movie and everyone who goes to see the movie, just general audience, like, when the fuck did this happen? Yeah. I didn't see this.
Yeah. I think a villain, if you're going to do a villain, like, thing like that, you would...
Dr. Doom.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so I feel like you'd have to pick a character like Dr. Doom.
Mic?
You'd have to do a character like Dr. Doom. Like I would love to see a Masters of Evil, Sinister Six show, but the thing is villains are just like it would be like having a superhero movie with no villain. It makes no sense. There's no conflict. There's no problems. Thunderbolts. I mean, you have to have like it would be good to have a villain, but a villain that can kind of stand on their own. Dr. Doom has plenty of good stories that you could use where he could do a good standalone thing because he doesn't actually have to be a villain. I mean, not really.
He's not really a villain to himself. You know what I mean, he sees himself above societal and normative standards. It's like you guys are archaic and the way you look at a society is outdated, and I'm above all that. You know.
Yeah. I mean, you just got to find it. Like if you was to do it, you just got to find a good character that would have some stories that you could kind of make entertaining without having a hero in it. That's the tricky part.
Yeah, that's why I think Thunderbolts would be kind of cool. If you could do mini events like Siege or something, that would be sweet with the Dark Avengers, or introduce characters like Sentry, Moon Knight. Give those guys their own series.
See, and Sentry would be a great character to see on some. Like I know I'll never see Sentry on the big screen, but on like this, like if this was kind of a legit thing. That would be a great like TV series.
Wait, but the great thing is you can give him his own series and then transform
him over to an Avengers
over to the movies.
Movie.
And like it's like if you want to know this guy's real origin, check out Google Play.
Yeah, and Disney Play.
Disney
Play. Google Play that.
Google Play. Yeah. But yeah, that's like with I would love. I'd have no problem with it at all if like Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin showed up.
I love
fucking
it.
Spider-Man.
Bring it on, dude.
Have you seen that little thing? He did like a little interview where somebody like asked him a question, and it says like that it wasn't even a question. They just said that they would love to see Spider-Man and Kingpin fight in a movie, and then he just goes, "Yeah, me too."
Hashtag me too.
Hashtag me too.
All right, cool. Well, all right, it's pretty cool about the limited series. I think coming out, swinging your own streaming service, the way to get these A-list actors like this, and that'd be just a punch right off the bat.
Fucking Disney, they're peacocking, bro. Yeah. They're peacocking.
Well, but what do you think? Maybe like, what if there's something here about that, right? So all these people are getting their own like little shows. What if something happens in Avengers 4 where they're like, well, it's either I do this or my contract's over?
What do you mean?
Like their contract, like for like any other movies, like maybe their character is going to die off in Avengers 4, you know, and so they're not going to be able to play that character unless they do this TV, like the TV show.
Oh, I mean, Tom Hiddleston Loki. I mean, the perfect example. That seems to be
what he's doing.
See,
so it's like you want to continue playing the role, want to continue making money playing that role. It's let's be honest, all these actors, they're A-list actors. I just don't
see guys like RDJ coming over to that kind of stuff.
So. I don't think that's going to happen. Like that, but I'm thinking like, okay, so you're thinking like Sebastian Stan,
Anthony Mackie. So you're talking about like your B characters.
Yeah, they're the B characters. That's what they're picking, and they're characters that let's be honest, these actors and actresses never really had a big role and didn't become a household name until the MCU.
Yeah. Papa Doc.
All right.
Loitered.
His real name is, what was it, Clarence?
Yeah, he's not a gangster. His real name's Clarence.
But yeah,
parents
I mean, I
don't
like that
marriage.
idea. Like you said, it's like Anthony Mackie's been chomping at the bit. Like, I would love a Falcon movie.
He's already saying cut the check.
Yeah, cut the check.
You don't get that, do you?
Jerry Maguire, right?
No.
It's behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes of the Winter
Every time
Soldier.
they do
like,
a
yeah,
cut, he
he's
says, cut the check.
Oh,
What the hell's wrong with you?
I don't watch the behind the
God
scenes.
damn it.
I'm too busy watching the movie and looking at Jake and his scene.
That's right. You guys can check me out the Winter Soldier. I actually.
All right. Anything to
Pull
add
the
before?
picture, James.
Anything to add?
Right here.
Right
You're
here,
gonna pull
James
the
will put
picture
the picture that he'll not
of
be able to find.
Jake in Winter Soldier.
I mean, he won't be able to find it because he won't look for it, but I promise you it's there.
I'll send it
If
to
you-
you.
An
I
hour
have
and
it on my
18
phone.
minutes.
If
You'll
he
see
was
a man in
really in it, he
khakis.
would have took a picture himself.
Take a picture of
Pretty
Scarlett
sure it's on my
Johansson's
Facebook
butt.
somewhere.
Actually, I have a picture of it on my phone. I'll send it to you.
There you go.
All right, so closing
On
this
your
bad
old
boy
phone.
out. Jake,
My old phone, yeah.
we're getting ready to jump on the...
Fuck, I just totally blanked on it. The cosmic, the
Treadmill.
cosmic
The
treadmill,
cosmic
man.
treadmill.
You just fucked that
My
all
mind
up.
is somewhere else. We're gonna hop on the cosmic treadmill.
8-year-old hits your head and you can't remember shit.
Take two.
Cosmic treadmill. We're gonna hop on real quick, go through a few things very quickly. Flash-like.
Here we go, and we're leading it
Ezra
off.
Miller flashlight?
Josh, we're leading
man.
it off. Netflix has officially canceled Luke Cage.
Old
All right.
news.
Yeah, it's old news. All right, cool. Let's go.
I've already passed this
We're-
on the treadmill, dude. I'm
yeah,
way
yeah,
past
we're,
it.
we're going.
I'm miles
we're,
ahead,
We're
bro.
leaving you behind.
I thought that was a shocker because...
Hi, I'm
you
James
know,
Eversole.
all the views-
I was the fastest man alive, but now I give out news that's like 2 weeks old.
I time travel from the past and
We
bring back
missed
shit.
We missed last week. God. Go on to the next one. The Boba Fett movie is officially dead over at Disney.
Cool.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, a character that really didn't do
No
anything in
one-
the Star Wars universe.
Honestly,
I
the
don't
guy
think
is
it has a-
legitimately.
I know Evan's
Let's
fucking
keep going.
punching his keyboard right now.
Ethan
but yeah.
is, yeah.
Ethan.
Ethan.
Todd McFarlane said he would have no problem with sending the Spawn movie over to Netflix.
Well, talking about like a $30 million budget, if that, right? I mean, that's probably the best place for
Actually,
it.
I think it's lower than that, like
Yeah, it
9
was-
million.
Yeah, it was really cheap. That's probably the smartest thing to do.
Smartest thing to do, and I think it's a smart thing to do. I don't know.
You remind me of the other guy that Tim the Toolman Taylor worked with right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the
Alan? Is
flannel.
that his name?
Yeah, I think so,
All
yeah.
right.
Howdy ho there, neighbor. That makes you the neighbor.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather. I like it.
Howdy ho there, neighbor.
I like it to get a theatrical release, just like The Irishman that's getting ready to come out with
That's
Martin
going straight to
Scorsese.
Netflix, too.
Yeah, but it's going straight to Netflix.
You
but
mean
it's
like
also
Mowgli?
It's also
Oh,
getting.
that's going straight to Netflix,
It's
too.
also getting a theatrical release to compete in the Oscars. Now, I'm not saying Spawn's going to be an Oscar worthy,
No.
but I'd still like to see a new Spawn movie.
From
on the
everything I've
big
heard about
screen.
this movie, about how you barely see him, he doesn't talk, I'm like, this doesn't sound like a Spawn movie I really care to see that much.
I think that it's has a nice place with Netflix.
I was gonna say, I already pay for Netflix, so I'll watch it, but I'm not gonna really go out to the theaters to pay for
that's
it.
how
and
you
see
do it. You know?
It would probably end up on Netflix anyway at some point after its theatrical release, which I would have waited for. So
Yeah.
All right, cool. Chris McKay says assures fans that the Nightwing movie is still happening.
I want to know, is this like a Nightwing Lego movie? Because if I look at what this motherfucker's directed, why is he directing Nightwing? Nightwing is he's not Deadpool, and everything I can gather from this guy's filmography says I'm gonna make a Nightwing Deadpool style movie.
I don't like these news. Like, all these are just kind of like ones where I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever. like,
And again, what
Sure, Nightwing's going to happen.
what
you know?
universe are you putting this in? Are you doing it in the one where Batman has a dead Robin? Is it the Ben Affleck one? Is it the Christopher Reeve one that's not Ben Affleck? Is it going to be in this Gal Gadot universe reboot?
Adam
where,
West?
Where does Birds
Dude.
of Prey actually lie? I mean,
What if it's Batman like 66, Burt Ward, you know, Robin, Dick Grayson. Now he's older. He's Nightwing.
that'd be so sad.
It'd be so sad, but it'd be hilarious.
Oh no!
I don't know. I think it'd be cool to
Make it
see.
super cheesy.
I like to see Nightwing in a live action movie, but like you said, we can't even get our core characters right. Why are we
Yeah.
doing a Nightwing movie?
You don't even have a solo Batman movie
Yeah.
in this universe.
Also, the
what
other
are you
thing
doing?
too is like you have Dick Grayson in your like DC Universe live like streaming. Like,
yeah,
there's your Nightwing. Quit fucking like just.
he's supposed to be Nightwing
Yeah.
by the end, guys.
Yeah. Well, if they do a Nightwing live action,
Fuck Nightwing.
Finn Whitrock should be Nightwing. Just throwing that out there. All right. So now you killed him. You killed him.
Okay.
All right, so
it's all that salt, James.
Just slaying.
All right, so the final one, we just want to give a quick review and give a scale from 1 to 10. What was your review for Daredevil season 3?
Oh,
You just wanted to fit that shit in here.
This shit on my plate.
You
Okay.
can't. You're like Daredevil reviews and spoilers. Reviews. And spoilers. We're like
30
no.
seconds, go.
I got you. All right, it's better than Daredevil season 2 for sure. Not as good as Daredevil season 1 in my opinion. From a technical aspect, doesn't execute it as well, but it's got some great aw shit moments. Got some great hand-to-hand combat. It has some great one-take shots. You will not be disappointed if you've already seen it. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But the biggest detriment is that last episode ends way too nicely with a nice little ribbon tied on top. That is not how this entire series has been in 3 seasons and Defenders, and it doesn't deserve a nice, happy ending. That is not how Daredevil works.
Breathe.
Oh, also,
Scale from 1 to 10.
my grade, I'm going to give it an 8.7.
Damn it.
87%. If I were to give the first season one, it would be a 94%.
Ooh.
Season
Wait
2?
a minute, 94%?
Yeah, season 2 would be like a 79%. So,
Wow, you're so thug.
I was thinking, what's
I
his face
gave
from
my
Ant-Man?
review.
I like the season. It was great.
You didn't
I
see it.
agree. It's better than the second season, but not as good as the first season. As we talked before, the music score kind of throws me off at times, and there's a few moments in there that's kind of dry that I didn't really enjoy. But with that being said, there's tons of moments in here where it was very eyeing, and it was very emotional. Some scenes were very awesome. And
I didn't need a
hit you.
Karen Page episode.
Yeah,
though.
I wanted Karen Page to die, so that's going to also hurt my grade. There's some Karen Page moments where I'm just like, man, this fucking sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, my biggest problem with the whole series as a whole is I feel like they stretched that ending too long. They should have ended it on one note. They should have ended right there. Instead, they wanted to keep it going.
It's like
and
the
make
Return
it
of the
real
King.
Nice. Yeah, it's
Lord of the
really
Rings.
stupid. It was just way too much. But the choreographed scenes are great. The guy playing Dex was I like.
Oh, yeah, he looked
Will
better
Smith.
in the Daredevil suit than Charlie Cox.
I
did.
said the same thing. I told my wife, I was like, he actually fills that fucking suit out better than
Yeah,
Charlie.
he's got that jaw that looks better than
Dude,
Charlie
man, yeah,
Cox.
okay. Go.
And it never interrupted me like my co-host or my fellow co-host do.
You were supposed to destroy the Sith, not join them.
I give it an 8.9.
Okay, just gotta go a little higher than me, whatever.
Well, I mean, it was there's
off,
one
James, your
kind of-
turn.
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, I totally would agree. I think season 1 has that kind of first Avengers.
It was
season.
really
It's-
awesome, man.
It's that all thing. It's not better than the first season. It's definitely better than the second season. Vincent D'Onofrio obviously doesn't
Killed it.
disappoint.
Yeah.
Beautiful fucking scene on the 4th episode is called the prison scene. Fucking one consistent shot. It was fucking phenomenal. I love that.
One consistent shot, right?
one consistent shot. It was
Like you did
beautifully
If you
done.
like that, check out Haunting of Hill House, too.
God, you guys are so
Yeah,
rude.
check
man.
out Haunting of Hill House. Haunting of Hill House. I'm actually going to give that
Stop
a
it. Stop it.
9.2
Shut up.
Punch
out of 10. It was a great
Shut up.
show.
Wilson Bethel as Bullseye does not disappoint. I love the backstory they gave that and the layers to that character. The first battle between Daredevil and Bullseye does not disappoint.
The best one, though, is in the fucking church.
Yeah,
Church
it
is
was.
fucking
That
cool.
thing was
But
awesome.
like they said, the Karen Page one, you get a result as to why we needed that episode. We didn't get the result I was thinking of. And at the very end, the tone that they've chased all this season didn't end on the note I kind of wanted it, but I don't think that hurt that season. That's why I give it an 88.
And the very end also reminded me quite a bit of the Ben Affleck Daredevil end credit scene.
It got really cheesy towards the end.
It did. It was like some, Saturday or like, afternoon special type of thing.
and it's like if you just ended it just a little bit sooner.
Yeah.
Oh, and yeah, a quick shout out to the dude that played the FBI agent. That was
Oh, Ray.
Nadeem played Nadeem.
Nadeem. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he did great too.
Dude, he's British, you know that? Dude's British.
Really?
Yeah.
Everybody's
Wow.
British.
Everybody British.
You white, you British.
You Ben Affleck.
You Ben Affleck.
But, all right, guys, that's all we had for the podcast.
Wait a minute, that's all we
today.
have?
That's all we had.
Okay.
What do you got?
Well,
A fistful of dollars.
no, I don't got anything.
He's got a fistful of darts. He's gonna throw it, and
Yeah,
everything.
hopefully I hit
everything
something.
missed.
Warner
Thanks,
Brothers
WB.
style? DC style? Cool. All right, guys, so that's all we had for the podcast. Like always, thank you for tuning in. If you're not...
Thanks, Obama.
Oh!
If you're not a subscriber, make sure you hit that big old subscribe button right down at the bottom.
Go to the doctor and go check your cholesterol.
Get your colon cleansed.
Make sure you get this,
your pets.
Make sure you get this video a thumbs up, like as always,
Thumbs
guys.
up your ass.
It was a good pleasure.
Kick kittens.
It was a pleasure.
You know, when you want to close, you got to throw all this information out there, and then slowly you just got to shove it up.
Comment below. Let us know what you thought of this podcast. Any thoughts that you had on anything that we talked about. Share this with your nerdy friends. Hit that thumbs up button and also the thumbs down button. See which one you like more. I don't know.
Go back and forth. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
It's like a little game. If you go back and forth and you keep clicking both back and forth, the stream
Take
will
charge, man.
Yeah, take charge. You got to learn how to control
Don't hit me like last time. My fucking arm still hurt.
So I realized
Take care
one
of
day
yourself.
that my penis
Take care of
slightly
each
goes to the
other.
left, and I was like, "What's
We'll
going
see you
on
guys
with this?
later.